Tuscaloosa to frenzy.
Firing. Touchdown, Alabama.
SEC champions, Alabama, Crimson Tide.
We talked about Alabama.
Step back three. Money! And the Alabama Crimson Tide will roll into the Final Four.
Roll Tide!
Roll Tide, and welcome to Tide TV This Week. I'm Roger Hoover, joined by Lillian Everest. And Lillian, it's great to have you back this week co-hosting Tide TV This Week. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, Roger. Thanks for having me back. I'm excited. We had a big week here at Alabama.
Certainly did, as the Crimson Tide football team, after a couple wins in Tuscaloosa, the first road trip of the year in the Kalen DeBoer era, and it would take place at a really incredible atmosphere at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin.
The fourth-ranked Crimson Tide took on 2-0 Wisconsin. It was just the third meeting between the two schools, with them splitting the previous two meetings. Wisconsin won it back in 1928, and the Tide won the last meeting in 2015, 35-17.
On the first drive of the game, Wisconsin's starting quarterback Tyler Van Dyke went down with an injury and would not return. Badgers went on to score a field goal on the opening drive of the game to take a 3-0 lead.
On Alabama's second drive of the game, the Tide responded. Jalen Milroe threw a perfect pass to a streaking Ryan Williams down the sideline as he raced into the end zone for the 31-yard touchdown, 7-3 Alabama. Midway through the second, Jalen Milroe pinched it in from 3 yards out to go up 14-3.
After a 44-yard missed field goal from the Badgers, Alabama got the ball back with just 36 seconds left and 73 yards to go. That was more than enough time for Jalen Milroe and the Crimson Tide. Milroe connected with Williams again, this time for 47 yards down to the Wisconsin 26.
On the very next play, Milroe connected with Jeremy Bernard for his first touchdown in a Crimson Tide uniform. 26 yards, and it was 21-3 Alabama. What an incredible drive right before the half.
Took a 17-play drive, but Wisconsin scored their first touchdown with 4:26 to go in the third to make it 28-10, but that would be as close as the Badgers would get as the Tide pulled away, adding 2 more touchdowns as Alabama rolled to the 42-10 win.
I think our guys, with their energy, it was there all week, just knowing that the only choice is always to go back to work, and that's the way it's always going to be. And they did exactly that. I thought it was the best rhythm to practice, and I think they're getting into the flow now of what a game plan week looks like. Last week was the first week where you had your typical week and not some extra days, and this week you could just feel it was all kind of syncing up. So was expecting a good performance, and it's never going to be perfect, but a lot of great things to build off of.
Jalen Milroe received several awards for his performance in Alabama's win over Wisconsin, including being named the SEC Co-Offensive Player of the Week, as he passed for 196 yards with 3 touchdowns. Milroe was also named the Associated Press, Earl Campbell, Tyler Rose, Manning, Maxwell, Davey O'Brien, and Reese's Senior Bowl Player of the Week, as he was the game's leading rusher with 75 yards and only 14 carries with 2 rushing touchdowns.
The Tide's starting offensive line was named the Outland Trophy's Players of the Week. The O-line finished with 34 combined knockdown blocks while allowing just 1 sack and 1 quarterback pressure, as the offense totaled 42 points and 407 yards.
And James Burnip was named the Ray Guy Awards Punter of the Week. Burnip averaged over 49 yards per kick. He totaled 246 yards on 5 attempts with a season long of 64 yards. A lot of great performances for the Crimson Tide this week in their first road game of the season.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance by Alabama over Wisconsin. And for more on the fourth-ranked Tide's big win, our Christopher England joins us now.
The Alabama offense has been explosive, averaging 49 points per game and over 7 yards per play. But it was the Crimson Tide defense that had huge plays that led to the Tide's first 2 touchdowns against the Badgers.
Winding up, want to go deep. Oh, he got smashed. Woo! They give it to him. Oh, and he won't. Alabama meets him in the backfield, drives him down. And the Crimson Tide deny Wisconsin the 4th and short.
That 4th down stop led to Alabama's first points of the game, and that came on a beautiful throw from Jalen Milroe to Ryan Williams for 31 yards. And in case you haven't heard, Williams is just 17 years old. Then a little over a minute into the second quarter, Malachi Moore with a perfectly placed hit on Shea Malusi, causing the fumble that would be recovered by the Tide's Xavier Brown. That led to this 3-yard touchdown run by Jalen Milroe to make it 14-3 Bama.
Milroe gets to the edge, touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Then right before the half, a Badgers missed field goal gave the Crimson Tide the ball on their own 27 with just 36 seconds to go. Just take a knee and go into the locker room at the half, up 14-3, right? Not with this offense. A 47-yard pass to Ryan Williams got the Tide down to the Badgers' 26. The next play was pay dirt for Alabama as Jalen Milroe connected with Jeremy Bernard for his first touchdown in an Alabama uniform. It took just 2 plays and 17 seconds to put the Crimson Tide up 21-3 at the half.
I thought it was a great play call. When I heard it, I loved it. You know, when you got playmakers like we have, you want to give them chances to make plays, and every possession matters. And you know, we went after it, and the first throw down the sideline to Ryan really set things up well. To now we're looking at getting points no matter what. I love the aggressiveness again with the play call to go to the post corner to Germ. Just a great execution all around.
The Alabama defense was flying all over the field, delivering big hit after big hit. The Alabama defense totaled 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles with 7 pass deflections.
Defense, they always play a great game. They always put us in situations to where we can capitalize. You know, that they call themselves Swarm D for a reason. And, you know, when they create takeovers, we as an offense have to capitalize off of that. And I think we did a good job today on doing that.
On the first drive of the second half, the Alabama offensive line parted the Red Sea of the Wisconsin defense, and Jam Miller ran right through to the promised land for the 34-yard touchdown.
It's all about patience. You just got to have great patience. You know, once it opens, you just got to hit it.
The Tide would tack on 2 more, rolling big in Camp Randall and Kalen DeBoer's road debut.
The 42-10 win was a statement game against the Big Ten's Wisconsin Badgers in Alabama's first road game of the season. But the Tide will need to make an even bigger statement next Saturday as the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide welcome the Georgia Bulldogs to Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. That game will be a 6:30 kickoff on ABC. Stay with us. We'll have more Tide TV this week coming up next.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
Championship teams have something special. They have that it factor. It will be tough. We will be explosive. The game was meant to be played one way still, and that's to be physical. A brotherhood that is so tight that anything that comes our way will not break us. Play SEC championships, win national championships. That's the expectation. In the history of the program, it's second to none.
There are 100,000 people on hand.
This place is rocking right now at Bryant-Denny.
And the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
The standard is Alabama.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. We've talked about the matchup between the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide and Wisconsin from this past weekend.
Yeah, now let's take a look at that win at Camp Randall with our weekly all-access game highlight.
And welcome to Madison, Wisconsin. Alabama coming to town with the first-year head coach who replaced a legend and also a sensational quarterback, Jalen Milroe.
I think he's probably the most exciting quarterback in college football.
Today's the day. Straight home invasion. In the house is our goal. In the house is the win. Go get everything that you want in that house. Go get it one play at a time, bro. Can't wait to see y'all ball today, bro. Everybody up, bro. Freestyle ball, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Freestyle fight.
And in a lot of ways, Gus, the entire college football world has been waiting for this day in which we feel like Alabama post-Nick Saban will be tested for the first time. We all get to witness the Kalen DeBoer era really kick off in earnest right now.
You know what it is? The time in the building. We make it our home. Everywhere we go, it's our home. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Van Dyke sets up a screen on first down. Malusi trying to get downfield. Want to go deep. Oh, he got smashed. Well, T. Overton. They give it to him. Oh, and he won't. Alabama meets him in the backfield, drives him down. And the Crimson Tide deny Wisconsin. Milroe fires up the sideline. Caught. Touchdown. Woo! Ryan Williams. Malusi. Great run. Oh, he lost it. Was he down? It's a question. Didn't look like it. Alabama says they have it. And they do. Milroe runs it. Tries to turn the corner. Gets to the edge. Touchdown. Crimson Tide. Jalen Milroe. Wisconsin comes up empty with 36 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Alabama's got 3 timeouts. Probably the most explosive offense in the country.
55. But I had to run it and get in the locker room with the lead. That's what I do. Milroe, he's not going to do that. He's firing down the field. He's got his man. Williams. Milroe will throw it. Milroe down the sideline. Caught. Touchdown, Alabama.
2 tight ends as well. It'll be Miller right up the gut. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 34 yards. And not a lot of running room. Ball on the deck, scramble for it. Bama says they have it. Crimson Tide with its second takeaway of the day. Keeping it himself, Milroe cuts it back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Milroe downfield has a man. It is caught. Touchdown. Josh Cuevas. Alabama adding to its lead.
Tide TV This Week is presented by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide, the University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Tide of Alabama.
The standard is Alabama. The standard is Alabama.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. We've shown you a little bit of the Alabama men's and women's golf team's new home over the past few weeks.
But now we want to dive even deeper into the new facility that's known as Crimson Reserve, as we hear from both head coaches and players on how the new facility is the best in the nation.
It's actually a pretty emotional day. I'm so excited about the day. The dream and the vision that our athletic department had, and so many people have, been so kind and generous. And for this day to finally come, it really feels like Christmas. This is a surreal day. I'm excited our guys and our girls get a chance to really see what Alabama golf is. This is a credit to our administration, our donors, but also the former players. They built this with their reputations, who they were, how they walked, how they talked. It's a really cool day.
Pretty cool, isn't it, that we're all here today. A lot of hard work by a lot of people here to make this become a reality. This is a separator. How do you separate yourself from your competition? This is a separator for our golf program.
I had some expectations of what I thought this place was going to look like, and immediately just driving in, it surpassed my expectations. It was breathtaking, literally unbelievable.
Immediate thought, it's amazing. I knew it was going to be good, but this is wow.
We looked at a lot of options over many years. We finally decided, this is probably something we need to do on our own. And we talked to a group of donors who helped pay to make this happen. We were able to come up with the Crimson Reserve.
This is my baby.
Jay Sewell, Mick Potter, they deserve a lot of credit for creating this vision too. And it's a great, exciting day for our golf programs at Alabama.
Their level of appreciation for what we've done here and what Greg Byrne's vision was, and the support of the Board of Trustees, and the emphasis this puts on intercollegiate golf at the University of Alabama is beyond anything I've seen.
I think we've created the greatest practice facility in the world. You're talking tour winners, and 2 major champions in their vision of what would be a great place for players to learn to develop, and a lot of other people's vision to make this place where our players can come here every single day and they can get better. In the end, that's what we're trying to do.
Insane, literally insane.
The thankfulness of being a part of Alabama golf. Because if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have the opportunity to play and practice here. But being a part of this team, I am able to practice here, and that's something that is an honor and something that, you know, honestly, you got to pinch yourself a little bit, because it's like, wow, I'm so thankful to be here and that the Lord has blessed me with the ability to be here.
You know, we have a special plan because we have special people. And people have been supporting Alabama golf for a long time because they believed in the kids and the players. So I'm thankful for that. And their ability to come in and make this possible, in the end, it just shows why Bama's Bama, is because of the people.
Championship teams have something special. They have that it factor. It would be tough. We would be explosive. The game was meant to be played one way still, and that's to be physical. A brotherhood that is so tight that anything that comes our way will not break us. Winning SEC championships, winning national championships. That's the expectation. In the history of the program, it's second to none.
100,000 people on hand.
This place is rocking right now in Ryan Day.
And the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
The standard is Alabama.
Welcome back. I'm Roger Hoover, she's Lillian Everest, and this is Tide TV This Week. Lillian, the Alabama soccer team has really been hot as of late, winners of 7 of their last 8 matches.
Yeah, the Tide has been on a roll, Roger, and they've been hot offensively, scoring 3 or more goals in 5 of their last 7 matchups.
After a couple matches against Big Ten opponents on the road, the Crimson Tide returned home this past Friday night to take on Louisiana Tech.
Alabama dominated the match with 15 shots on goal while holding Louisiana Tech to just 1 shot on goal. Alabama totaled 4 goals, the first from Melina Rabimbas in the 33rd minute. Gianna Paul then scored her 7th goal of the season to make it 2-0 Crimson Tide.
Maddie Podolsky made it 3-0 Alabama on this goal into the right corner of the net. Nadia Sawan capped off the scoring as she perfectly placed this kick right past the Bulldogs goalie as Alabama improves to 7-2 with the 4-0 shutout victory. The Alabama volleyball team was on the road for the 2nd consecutive weekend as the Crimson Tide traveled to San Antonio.
And our Mary Reagan Bolig joins us now for more on the Tide's weekend in Texas.
Alabama volleyball swept the Roadrunner Classic win in San Antonio as the Tide defeated Sam Houston, Central Arkansas, and tournament host UTSA.
Alabama started the tournament off against Sam Houston. The Tide finished set 1 with the 6 unanswered points to win 25-21. The Bearcats responded in set 2 with a 25-10 win. Leading by 1 in set 4, the Tide rattled off 3 in a row to end the set and gain the match win. In Friday's nightcap against tournament host UTSA, Alabama fought hard in the first set for a late win 27-25. UTSA took control of the match, winning in the next 2 sets to take the 2-1 match advantage. But Alabama came back and forced a 5th set after winning the 4th. The Tide finalized the comeback with the win in the 5th, 15-12 against UTSA. Alabama completed the sweep on Saturday against Central Arkansas. Alabama jumped out early to win the first 2 sets against the Bears, but set 3 challenged the Tide. The teams traded back and forth at the beginning of set 3, but the Tide built cushion, reaching match point at 24-18. The Bears came back to tie at 24, but the Tide held their own. To finalize the match, Ellery Reese service ace, securing the 32-30 win in the sweep for the Tide.
Kayla Keyshock and Chase Campbell were named the all-tournament team, and Ellery Reese was named the Roadrunner Classic Tournament MVP. An exciting weekend for the Tide as they improved to 8-1 on the season. Roger and Lillian, now back to you.
This weekend, the Tide will be back at Foster Auditorium as they host 18th-ranked Florida State on Saturday at 2.
Yeah. The Crimson Tide cross-country team also opened their season this past weekend in Huntsville, and the Tide swept both the team and individual titles for both the men's and women's teams.
The 9th-ranked Crimson Tide men had 3 of the top 4 individual scorers to take the team title, as all 5 scoring runners for Alabama finished in the top 25.
The 12th-ranked women's team also took home the team title, as the Crimson Tide had the top 2 finishers and 3 of the top 9. Leading the way for the women was Doris Lemangole, as she won the women's 5K title with a time of 16:03.85, as she was named SEC Women's Runner of the Week.
On the men's side, Victor Kiprop took home first place in the men's 8K race, as he had the fastest time by almost 8 seconds at 23:25.87, earning SEC Men's Runner of the Week honors.
And Dennis Caputo captured 3rd place in his collegiate debut, also earning him SEC Freshman of the Week honors.
The Alabama men's tennis team was at home in Tuscaloosa over the weekend as the Tide hosted the SEC Challenge. Andre Zimnock and Rowan Jones went undefeated in both doubles and singles play in the 3-day tournament as the duo captured the Crimson Draw Doubles Championship.
And Damian Nazar concluded his first weekend with the Tide undefeated in singles play, as he won all 3 of his singles matches while also winning 2 of his 3 doubles matches.
And the Alabama women's golf team took the team title at the UAB Hoover Invitational, competing on Monday and Tuesday. Crimson Tide finished 7 over par, 9 strokes better than 2nd place ULM. The Tide also finished 15 strokes better than the other SEC team in action, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, okay, we just covered a lot of wins, Roger. You know, it's not all talk either. Alabama really is a championship school.
Roll Tide to that, and we're going to have more on some of those great performances coming up next as we reveal our plays and players of the week. That's coming up right here on Tide TV This Week.
The standard is Alabama.
Alabama again on the move. The shot in the back of the nets by Rumbimbis. Kunde gives it to Paul. The second attempt, it's in. Podolski again. This time it's there. Could this be the 4th goal of the night? Book it.
Blocked long, and that'll be matched to Alabama. Match point for Alabama. It'll be an ace, and that'll be the match. Crimson Tide go 3-0 on the weekend.
They give it to him. Oh, and he won't. Alabama meets him in the backfield, drives him down. Milroe fires up the sideline. Caught, touchdown. Woo! Ryan Williams.
Moore gets that shoulder right on the ball, clearly out.
And he's firing down the field. He's got his man. Williams down the sideline. Caught, touchdown, Alabama. Here's Jam. Jam Miller, touchdown, Bama. Milroe, throw, caught, touchdown, Alabama. Josh Cuevas.
I love the Big Ten. I'm a Big Ten kid, but there's nothing.
Those are our ATI Plays of the Week. Now let's take a look at our Players of the Week, brought to you by Legacy of Hope.
And we start with football, and the reigning SEC Offensive Player of the Week, Jalen Milroe, accounted for 5 total touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 3 through the air. Milroe finished 12 of 17 for passing and 196 yards, while also gaining 75 yards on the ground.
And volleyball's Ellery Reese was named the MVP of the Roadrunner Classic Tournament. Over the 3-match tournament, the freshman totaled 9 service aces.
And Doris Lemangole captured the women's 5K title at the Southern Showcase in Huntsville. Lemangole was also named the SEC Women's Runner of the Week.
And just like his teammate Victor Kiprop finished in first place at the Southern Showcase in Huntsville, Kiprop was also named the SEC Men's Runner of the Week. So congratulations to all of our Players of the Week, brought to you by Legacy of Hope.
It was a great week, Roger, and I'm really looking forward to the next week as the Georgia Bulldogs come to town.
That will be a great matchup. We'll have a full recap of the game and much more on next week's episode, and we hope to see you back here next week for another edition of Tide TV This Week. See you next week. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,